Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Pardon. Hi. How's everyone doing? It's been a while. I will explain all of this at the end of the video. I want to say a lot of things, but we got some shit to do, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, just like an absent father, I'm going to come back once a year during the holiday season just to remind you that I'm still around. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, creatures of the void, this is, I believe, the 3rd annual Floofies. I can't believe I've done 3 of these. I can't believe this is still going, and this will be out by tonight. I am filming this on December 29th, 2 days after my birthday, and I will get it out by tonight if I can help it, at worst tomorrow morning. Welcome along. I hope you're here for the ride. This should be fun. And we'll talk more at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, creatures of the void, the representative of California has the floor. This is funny because I'm from California. All right, let's get started. Let's just dive right in, folks. First award of the year is always the Dark Horse Award, which goes to a product or a bass or something in the bass guitar realm that just surprises the hell out of me. I had 0 expectations for it going in, and it goes, yo, man, this is tight. And that would be this Ibanez Roadstar that I have already plugged in. It's almost as if I've planned all this. Wow, look at me go. This is an Ibanez Roadstar 2 from 1984. I got it from a local shop in a trade for my custom David Taylor bass that I wasn't using and I thought was kind of shit and was kind of a clusterfuck to get. And that's a story that will never have a video because of a bunch of dumb reasons. So I got this bass, and this Sterling Ray 34, which I need to fix the tuners on. But both cool basses. I was very happy with the trade. So was the shop owner. We were high-fived, spit, dapped up, sang Kumbaya, and everything was chill. I thought, and I kind of went into this going for the Ray 34. You know, this is the bass that I was looking for because it's the double humbucker model. I wasn't too particular about the color, but I really, really liked the way that these things sounded on video. But it wasn't until I got home and started plugging things in where this thing was the thing that stole the show. And I was just floored by it. This thing sucks in a way that Primus sucks. like you get what I mean? Like, Primus sucks. This Ibanez Roadstar sucks. They suck in the same kind of way. Allow me to explain. This pickup is shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. This isn't like a Primus analogy either anymore. This pickup sucks and will like clip immediately. There's no headroom on it. Not like my red P bass here that you see me use all the time. It's not like the Jack Cassidy that they kind of like both bloom and blossom, especially on the Jack Cassidy on like the lower impedances. Kind of gives you a ton of like clarity and headroom and stuff. This guy doesn't have that. It just clips the fuck out immediately. But it makes it take like effects and drive in such a fun and unique way. And here, let me show you. My wife for Christmas / my birthday got me the Bass Rig Super Vintage from Origin Effects, and I love it so much. I have it on a setup that is closest to the Neo Vintage or Neo Soul preset that they have built in. It's pretty close to that. So just keep in mind that there is some EQing and some cab sims going on for everything that I plug in here today. And that is why, because I like this pedal and I wanted to use it. So fuck you. It just is driving. Just immediately. There's not a high amount of drive on this. And if I plugged in, and you'll see me plug in other basses, there's like a little bit of saturation, but that kind of like tubey warmth thing. This thing just goes, nah, man, we're cooked. We're clipping immediately, and it just makes it so fun. Like, oh, I miss this. I need to do this more often again. Out with the old and in with the new. It is the broke bassist best friend, the second award that I give out every year. And both complete mainstays for really good reasons. They're really stable categories. Like, one thing can surprise me just out of nowhere, just like the Ibanez that I got like legit less than a month ago and has just blown me away. And it's promptly clapped out. And I need to get a new pick guard and a new string tree for it. It needs some parts still. It needs some love. Broke Bass's Best Friend is a bass that I would consider in the budget category, which is under $500 for me. I consider basses under $500 to be budget friendly or budget oriented. I think once you start stooping over $500, you start getting into the mid-range until you get to about $1,200 to $1,500, and then everything past $1,500 is high end. And then of course after like $3,000 you get into premium. Like, to me, that's like the Guitar Center Platinum type of bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's how I gauge these things. So I like to pick something that is affordable and good for both new bass players, people that want a good gigging instrument, don't have a lot of money, or just intermediate bass players that are looking for a new sound. And to me, that's what this category represents. And the winner of this category is the Joe Dart 2. This thing, man, this thing is great. I think... And I know it's a little controversial to say that the group buy method is not amazing, but I come from the land of mechanical keyboards before I was into music, and before bass basically decided my entire career. And I think the group buy method is actually kind of genius. Like, once a year, run an amount, you make exactly that amount plus a little bit more for B stock. You could sell the B stock for a little bit less, let people get a bit of a deal on them, or people that had a little bit of FOMO, they're not missing out at all. Or, the people that missed out on last year saw that these things were good, and it's very good. They can hop in next year and get it. And I love it. I love that. And I think it's great, and it just kind of suits people at like where they're at the time. It makes it very predictable, especially if it's happening once a year. You're like, okay, in the springtime of this year, I'm going to save my money and then go buy it. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's fantastic. The two pickups are great. The knobs actually feel quite good. The neck pickup on this thing is fantastic because of the big coils on it. The wood is gorgeous. I decided to go for the natural finish with the white pickups because to me that's the most Joe Darty, and me being a huge Joe Dart fan with my signed poster of him in my bookshelf that sits very proudly and I need to frame. I'm very happy that I was able to save my money and buy this. To me it's 100% worth like $500 every day of the week. Like, go buy one. Go buy the B stock. They're out right now. I think they still have them. Go get them. Go get them. Anyway, give me 2 seconds to plug this in. It sounds like this. I'm not going to go too deep into the sounds. I just want to get an idea. Yes. Best pedal. Oh, man. What else would win best pedal? You know what? Well, it's attached. I'll grab the box. I have the box. Here, I'll just put a PNG of it where the box is. What else would win best pedal other than the MXR bass synth, dude? Like, this thing is... This was this thing's award to take for me. It is the capability and structure of what you would see on a Moog or an Obenheimer or like all these kinds of like just analog synths jam-packed into a pedal, and instead of having a keyboard as the medium, it's your bass. It fits into like a single slot. It's not a massive pedal. And it's just spectacular. They worked with somebody whose entire shtick, Ian Martin Allison, whose entire thing is making synth sounds on the electric bass. Worked with him to make something that was incredibly high quality, incredibly intricate. And one thing that I love to say is that you want to do everything with intention. And to me, every piece of this product feels super intentional. every knob turn, every part of the layer, each of the layers, the voice, the different waves that are available to you. There's a ton of versatility. There's a ton of creativity. It's just a huge creative outlet tool for me, and I love it for that. This is an absolute A+ MXR, dude. Dunlop, you guys funded a good thing. There's a reason why I like your guys' strings so much. There's a few packs around here somewhere. Actually, they're actually on my bases. Yeah, no contest. Yes, the Worth Every Penny Award. So once we get past that $1,500 point that I was talking about earlier, we step into this category. This category represents expensive bases that, to me, are worth every penny. This is a base company that I tried and saw for the first time this year from Portland, Oregon, made by, I believe, previous Sadowski luthier, whose name is Ellis Hahn, is LEH bases. LEH, I believe, stands for Luthier Ellis Hahn, which I guess makes perfect sense. If you're going to name it after yourself, you just might as well put the initials and Luthier in front. But outside of the name, these bases are spectacular. They're incredible. I got the ability to try them at NAMM this year. I was with Johnny, Sono, Bully, OKS bassist, a ton of people that were at NAMM, and all the bass nerds, and we all just kind of crowded around like a bunch of goofballs and went across the floor. And LEH was a bass company that I saw before going to NAMM, had interest in, saw that they were going to be there, and decided to check them out, and was promptly there every single day after. I'm pretty sure I annoyed the hell out of him when I was just trying his basses so much. It is basically an absolute goal instrument for me to go out and try one of these days, or not try one, actually, be able to buy one of these days, because I think that they are smart, they're super intentional, they're super fun. Just having sliders and feeling like you're a bit of a DJ when you're bumping your boost or your mids or your treble from the all boost sliders. And I also am an absolute whore for an all boost semi-transparent circuit that he uses. I think they're spectacular instruments, and yeah, they're on my radar. I just am nowhere near the money right now. I'm well outside the bracket because these are super premium, Giga Platinum, $4,000 to $6,000 instruments, depending on where you look. If you find one used, I think they sit around $4,000. And if you want to buy one brand new, I believe they're around $5,000 to $6,000, depending on how you spec it. They're not cheap, but they are worth every penny, so it wins the award. Most disappointing. This is given to the bass that I had decently high standards for, and that's a clue to who got it. And it was promptly dropped on the floor, thrown down a hill, and promptly burnt. To me, that bass is the Fender Standard. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I did say it right the first time. I almost called it the Fender Affinity Series basses. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, these things suck. I mean, they're not complete trash, but you're paying $600 for what is a glorified Squier Affinity bass. I not lovingly call them Fender Affinities, because Fender just kind of looked at us and said, shit, man. Oh, mate, they said they wouldn't pay $600 for a Squier, mate. Oh, what do we do now? And now that I've offended everybody from Australia, some dude in a corporate suit said, well, what if we just put Fender on it, make the exact same instrument, and then we just sell it for the same price? And I don't know anybody that is actually bought one of these. This is like the iPhone Air of the Fender line. No one wants the iPhone Air. I work in phones as my day job. No one wants the iPhone Air because the iPhone Air sucks in everything other than the looks category, and it has Apple's name on it. This is the Fender equivalent of the iPhone Air. It's mid. It's a bad idea. They should never have made it in the first place, but they were like, oh man, what if we could make more money? Yes, money. And it's a laughably mid instrument at best, and terrible usually. So yeah, this one will be short. The good old You Missed April Fool's Award. This is not the worst overall, but probably one of the ones that was so bad it's actually a scam. And it's just glorifyingly funny to point and laugh at. So ladies and gentlemen, please grab your laughing tracks and point it right towards the Fender Precision Bass 50th Anniversary Iron Maiden Edition. Yes. So you're just telling me you're going to charge more for a Made in Mexico instrument. You're going to charge more for a brand new Made in Mexico instrument that is matte black, has Iron Maiden written in pretty much crayon, green crayon, so it's official. I'm 12. If you guys get that reference, let me know in the comments. That's awesome. You take the Steve Harris signature bass. You take away everything fun. Just everything. Like, the Liverpool things, that all super fun. Just pull it all away. Paint it matte black or black. I don't even pay attention to that. It's a bass with it's a P bass with a maple neck that's painted black, has Iron Maiden written in crayon on it, and then sold for what, $1,700-$1,800, which I know is more expensive than Fender's new American Pro or American like professional classic line. So you're going to pay more for a less aesthetically fun instrument because it has Iron Maiden's name written on it. Fuck off. Like, what? Oh, man. And speaking of garbage that can fuck off, the worst overall. I like to kind of go off the cuff and go off of the script on this one. I'm just going to read what I wrote down straight up. This is the worst overall, literal piece of garbage that I would never buy. And as you can see, I have dramatically slimmed down the amount of Fender instruments in my stable here. The only remaining Fenders that are left is this Squier Bronco, because it's the first bass that I ever owned. Was given to me by my grandmother, and that just won't go away. And then the second one is my Squier made in Mexico P bass from my birth year, 1998. I am 27 as of 2 days ago. And the reason why this one stays is this is the bass that got me through my undergrad. I plan to go back to grad school and be a professor in music, so that'll be fun. So that'll happen eventually, probably within the next year or two is when I plan to do it, or at least start it. The process. Start the actual academia. I am chronically academia at this point, and I've committed to it, and I'm kind of okay with that. I'm actually quite happy about that. But those are my two remaining Fender instruments, or Fender branded instruments, and the reason for that is Fender has done nothing good in the past 5 years. They've actually just shot themselves in the foot and gone, why is nobody liking what we're doing? It's because you keep pulling the trigger and aiming it at your foot. So no matter how good your shoes are, a bullet will eventually get through, and now you're bleeding. Now you don't know why. That's kind of how it's felt like being somebody who likes Fender instruments and Fender's history, and all this stuff. And these are the same guys that bought G&L. Like, what the fuck? So allow me to read you my, I will be a bit long, but just interesting blurb. Actually, what are they doing? Do they need help or something? Like, actually wake the fuck up. Why would people buy a Fender product at all anymore? There's actually no point to it these days. They're no longer fine Fender instruments that you would see from the 1950s or 60s or 70s when you run into insane prices compared to the quality of instruments that you can get for the same price that's running a Fender. I can't pick just one that came out this year. The Iron Maiden is a joke. The QC on the American Performer Series, oh, that's what it's called. The American Performer Series is egregious. And somehow that makes the Fender Standard bass not even the worst of Fender. I actually couldn't pick just one bass this year because the whole company has given you everything but reasons to buy their instruments. Want a P bass? Buy a Squier off of Facebook Marketplace like I did. I actually bought a Squier J bass that I gave away to a kid at a Guitar Center who, because I know a buddy that works there. You want a P bass? Oh, I already read that one. Need a jazz bass? The Sterling Joe Dart 2 is pretty much all you need. Quality is higher than Fender, and it's half of the price of of a made in Mexico, and still undercuts the Fender Affinity. Need a PJ? Yamaha BB. They've been doing it better than Fender for what, half a century now? Need a Mustang? Buy a Squier. Quality control is often better than Fender, and for more than half of the price off. You want a really boutique bass on the level of the Fender Custom Shop? There's 9 builders who can do it better, cheaper, cooler than Fender. Olinto, Nash, LEH, Music Man, Cutlass, etc. I can be here all day. When you really get down to the brass tacks, you get to the only thing that Fender has left: a name. They don't have anything else, and it seems that they don't want anything else. Fender's main reason to return to the NAMM show last year was because they wanted to get in touch with their vendors. The reason that's just silly is that those people aren't the ones buying the instruments. Those are the people selling them. Maybe it's about time Fender goes back to what Leo did so right and listen to the players again. The people that are buying their instruments. They probably won't, but a dude can dream, I guess. Thank you. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's talk about some good news. I still need my script, so I'm going to put that back on there without hitting the microphone. That was elegant. That probably looked great. All right, so this is my personal top pick, something that I would buy tomorrow. I believe last year it was the JMJ Mustang. I still haven't gotten it yet. But if Fender... No, I'm just kidding. Fender's not fucking sponsoring me anymore after what I just said about them. I mean, if they shape up, I'd be happy to take their sponsor, but I'd even say no now. But I do plan to buy a Fender JMJ at some point. I think they're great. And like one of the few exceptions to the Fender Made in Mexico signature line that is actually quite good. Just buy a used one. Don't buy one new, and they're too expensive new now. But this is the top pick, something that I would buy tomorrow. Something that I personally thought was fantastic and made this year. And if money were no object, I would have one by now. And it's actually the cousin of the thing you've been hearing this in the 2 demos that I was doing earlier with the Ibanez and Joe Dart. And that is the Fender Bass Rig 15. If you thought these bass rig boxes were just fantastic, like the original 2, they were like, hey man, Origin Effects came out and said, hold on boys, let me cook a little bit, and came out with the 15. What a fantastic, and again, incredibly intentionally made product that has had every single variable made perfect by people who love the instrument and people that love music and people that want something that's practical for players. What do they even do at this point? Like, I have the bass rig right now, which is an SVT. I want to collect all 3 of them at some point. So that leaves me with the 15 and the Black Panel 64 left. What do they do now? What do they make? They've already done like the trifecta of iconic bass rig instruments. I know that like Johnny and on the podcast, In the Pocket podcast, which I think is Johnny and Chris, they talked about possibly doing a GK that they could do. I think that's a great idea. I would like to see some cool analog amp of like something from the mid 80s, or maybe like a Blue Line SVT. I don't know. There's a ton of options out there. I don't even know what they would do. Could they even go as far as do a chorus and a vibrato unit? Who knows? Like, man, it's crazy. They've really perfected a product. They really perfected something. But there are alternatives that are cheaper. So that's why I didn't win best overall. Because what did win best overall? That leads us to best overall. And it's actually something that I mentioned. I pulled up the box for and showed a PNG of. And the reason why that won over anything else is that it is the perfect execution of an idea. But to me, the winner of best overall this year is the MXR bass synth. To me, it was like a 3-way run between that, the Dark Glass Anagram, and the Bass Rig 15. The reason why the Dark Glass Anagram didn't get it is because the Dark Glass Anagram, to me, is still missing some stuff on the software end of things that they're slowly adding. When it actually released, finished as a hardware piece, but not quite finished as a software piece. I think they've added great things over the years. I don't think it's 100% there yet. This time next year, and quote me on this, unless something blows me away next year, this time next year, I think it'll be like a No Man's Sky kind of thing, where like No Man's Sky wasn't quite done when it launched, but now it's a complete labor of love and it's an incredible game. To me, the Dark Glass Anagram is doing that. It's just in the middle of that stage where it's just getting a lot of the software on there, getting it most of the way there. And I feel like once it has a few more bits and pieces of just really iconic amp sims and stuff like that from like Ampeg, Fender and stuff like that, because they recently got Mark bass. They got, I think, some TC Electronics stuff. I think they got some GK stuff on there too, but quote me if I'm wrong. I actually don't have a unit. That was the other reason that it didn't get it, is because I never got to try it, so I never got to actually like put my hands on it. Similar with the Origin Effects Bass Rig 15. I didn't get my hands on it. That is a perfect execution of an idea, but I could also point to some things and go, hey man, if you can't afford a bass rig, which, let's be face it, even I couldn't. It took my wife buying it for Christmas for me to be able to get one. There are alternatives. You have the VT bass. There's like a vintage Sans amp that they make. I think it's called the bass, the bass VT from Sans amp, and that's like a good alternative to bass rig super vintage. You know, like there are like emulators out there that can do what the bass rig is doing pretty much just as well, not the same. Like this is super intricate, built like a tank and stuff like that, and it's great. But there are other ways around it. You don't have that with the MXR bass synth. To me, the MXR bass synth is a perfect execution of an idea that doesn't exist. The other DIs exist, other modeling units exist, right? Like the Line 6 HX Stomp is direct competitor to the Dark Glass Anagram, or I should say the other way around. The Dark Glass Anagram was meant to compete with that. The MXR sits in a league of its own. The bass synth is, to me, the best product that came out in 2025. I think it's fantastic. I was lucky enough to get my hands on one on the first batch. I was lucky enough to be able to afford it. I'm very happy that I did. It has been a mainstay on my bass rig. It's been a mainstay on my pedal board ever since that I've got it. I've used it at Pride twice. I used it at different country gigs. I would have used it in Crew if Crew stayed around long enough, but Crew died shortly before it released. Rest in peace, my goat. And I've just used it on everything that I've done creatively this year. It's just been a part of the process. I've been tweaking things and making things on the fly to make different sounds happen for songs that the artist request. Like the synth solo that's on I Want to Break Free. That is like the biggest reason that I used it for when I was playing with an artist named Corey. It's perfect. I can't get that anywhere else. It is such a nichely perfect instrument that I've been piece of gear that I've been looking for such a long time for, which is why the moment I saw it released, bought it instantly. Don't pay markup prices for it. Please, if you can financially afford it and it doesn't ruin you, go get one. It's worth it every day of the week. There's a reason why it won. That's everything. How long have I been recording for? How long has it been? Let me see. Hopefully it's been under 30 minutes. Let's just hope and pray. Or at least when I cut everything down, it'll be under 30 minutes. I think I just play you guys out with the MXR bass synth here. And the Ibanez Roadstar. Why not? Those are two fun pieces of gear that won awards this year. But before I do that, I do want to talk about some stuff. Mental health has been a very, very big and a very, very big and prominent theme throughout my time this year. It's been a very, very, very hard year for me in a lot of different ways. As a matter of fact, huge shout out to my wife for being like my anchor through everything because I've kind of been a mess this year. As I kind of hinted to, my previous band split. I've joined this country two-step band that has basically given me opportunity to be in music work still, but it's not much of a creative outlet. I still have some friends that I meet up from college that, that helps with me creatively a little bit. And obviously I just work with whoever hires me, on top of working my part-time job that I'm doing, and I'm doing my best to make ends meet. And it's been a lot. I've kind of hit a point where I've kind of hit rock bottom. And I'm starting to process through a lot of the things that I've experienced really throughout the past 10 years of my life. We're kind of unpacking Pandora's box here in therapy. I don't want to say that I'm back making videos to a consistent variable like I was a year ago. Not yet, at least. There's still some things that need to happen. But the way the pieces are moving, you're going to see a bit of a callback, and not really a bit, an exact area that this channel has been in before that it will return to. It'll be a little bit of like a greatest hits almost, of when this channel actually was doing really well. And even as I looked at the analytics today, of this year, we still found a way to gain 300 subscribers from me being basically non-existent at this channel. And to that, I want to say thank you guys for hanging in there, hanging with me, listening to me rant, listening to my bullshit, and really just kind of hanging tight until I figure some stuff out. I do have some plans to make some videos in the meantime. I want to expand this channel. I want this channel to do well. So I'm going to try. I really am. If you want to support that journey and support that bullshit, go ahead and go to the Patreon below. That is the Patreon plug. That'll be the only one. If you're financially willing and it doesn't do anything negative to you, $2 will get you pretty much everything. It'll get you this script. It'll get you this video early, although I plan to have this video up by tonight. If you don't have the money to do that, don't worry. You know, subscribing, writing something nice, liking the video, that's really what this channel needs more than anything. But I plan to do more. I have that dog in me to do more. I want to do more. So thank you guys for hanging tight. Now, that being said, what the MXR bass synth sounds like. Ugh. And then, let's make things interesting, actually. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful new year. Hope you all had a good and safe holiday. My name is Floof the Bassist. I am your local representative of California and local whore. And I will see you all next time. I love you.